Hi, and welcome to this week's installment of Castle Point VA. That will be posted this Thursday, tomorrow. So we'll jump in and get started. My name is Dave, and welcome to the class today. So this will be a half an hour class. So we're going to start up with some very basic qigong type movements for warming the body up. So first, just take a moment and just align yourself. So how do we do that? We first feel our feet connected to the ground. Notice that for a minute. Soften your knees. So here's my knees are locked, and there I'm bending them. So that's called soft knees. And then feel like you're sitting down on the air, even though we're standing. And now relax your shoulders. Feel the weight of your arms. And suspend yourself up from the top of your head, lightly. So the really key feature of this aligning process is to lengthen the head top up and drop the tailbone down. That allows the spine to be long and open. And when that happens, that's really good for your health, good for all your organs, good for the communication of your nervous system, good for breathing. All right, so that's why we do it. The next thing is the breathing. So normally our breathing during the day, we're rushing around, might be up here. So we want to use the diaphragm, smooth muscle that is right underneath the rib cage here. When it expands, it creates a vacuum and draws the breath in. This is how we used to breathe when we were little kids. So let's expand our diaphragm, breathe in. You can feel your belly kind of puff out, and then exhale, let it contract. And do a couple nice, long, deep breaths as we're aligning here. And natural, deep breathing. So amazing for our health and vitality and just transforming our moment-to-moment experience by changing our physiology, allowing us to get into that rest and restore and healing branch of our physiology. And then the third thing that we always do is we let go of cares, concerns, thinking about things about the past or things we have to do this afternoon, tomorrow, any worries, just the whole thinking process. We let that go and we just allow ourselves to be. And we notice, we have the capacity to notice what's happening on a moment by moment experience within us. And the more that we practice doing that, the stronger that capability becomes of being aware of what is happening. And that is very transformative in itself, right? And it grows the ability to be aware and to pay attention and to attend to what's happening. It grows stronger in time as we practice. All right, good. So let's do some practice. So now we're going to add some movement in. So we're going to do some bending to the side, right? And this is stretching our spines and all the connective tissue. Let your breathing match, right? Nice, deep, relaxed breathing. Each cycle of this side bending, let yourself open up a little bit, release and let go, stretch and open and close. One side opens, the other side closes. And feel what that feels like. And enjoy it, because for most of us, this will feel really good. Just to stretch gently and release tensions, stuck things, anything that we're holding on to. Let the breath go a little slower, a little longer without stops and starts, and a little deeper. And you can feel the breath in the whole body when you relax. That's it. All right. And coming back to center, turn your attention inward again. Not saying that you weren't paying attention, but we turn it inward again and notice how we're feeling. Even after just a few minutes of just aligning and doing some gentle side bending. So we're going to keep building on that relaxation, and now we're going to go on the opposite axis, looking up, breathing in, then curling forward, and now we're going to create tension. Make fists, squeeze your face, squeeze all the muscles you can, and then release on the in-breath. And then contract on the exhale. Breathing in, opening up, and then contracting, closing, squeezing, right down from your toes to your face, to your arms, legs, torso, everything is squeezing. Imagine that you're wringing yourself out like a sponge. And as we do that, and we have that intention, we're pumping the lymph through our body. There is no lymph heart. Lymph has to be moved mechanically. And that's what this form, one of the main aims of this form is to move the lymph through all the organs, through the whole body, purifying, right? The lymph carries away the metabolic waste products. And it also delivers immunity, immune cells, right? So just imagine that we're sending our immune cells to every far reach of our form, our body, from head to toe and everywhere in between the organs, feeling that immune shield becoming stronger, more powerful with each cycle. Breathe in, like, filling the sponge, and then wring it out. Wring it all the way out. That's it. Good. Notice for a minute, just, wow, I do feel different inside, and it's a good feeling. So just enjoy the letting go, the releasing of any tension. Slowing down most of the time is going to make us feel much better. Okay, next one we're going to do is called gazing at the moon. So we're going to turn, allow yourself to turn and let your arms sweep up behind you and look over your fingertips. Going to the orange side, now we're going to turn to the yellow side. Sweep the fingertips up, look over the top, and coming down slowly, and then turn again. Below the waist doesn't turn. Above the waist turns, and we're turning the most from the top of our head and our neck, then a little bit less in the back, and a little bit less still in the lower back. So it's like we're winding ourselves up and gazing at the moon, winding up, and then letting go. And your breathing can be any way that you want, any breathing pattern you want is fine. Exhaling down. Enjoying the breath and how the breath is like a synergy with the movement. They enhance and support each other to create a flow inside us. Looking up, gazing at the moon. Good. All right. All right, so those are some qigong practices. Qi meaning breath, gong means work, right? Mastery, learning, developing, right? Play, it can also mean that. That's what gong means. Qi means, can mean breath, it can mean vital energy, and it's a very complex term. But let's just keep with the idea, it's like life, right? So qi is like life, or like function within us. Like when our life is when we're healthy, we're full of life, we're full of vitality. That's the qi. All right, so let's move on to the next one. We're going to do a little breathing practice type qigong, and that's the gathering breath. So we breathe in, like we gather the breath in, and then exhaling down, sinking yourself down in the ground. Breathing in, that's it. And exhaling down. And as we breathe in, we're taking in the new and the fresh. And as we exhale out, we're eliminating any impurities. The air has been changed, right? It's been transformed to carbon dioxide, and it carries out a lot of toxins are carried out through the exhale. So we breathe in fresh, new, and exhaling out. Use the old. Gather in and exhaling out. Now let's take a few where we're gathering in the breath, and as we exhale, we're just washing and purifying the whole body from head to toe. Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's gather in and raise our hands a little bit higher so that we can like wash down slowly the whole body. Returning out the soles of the feet back into the ground. Gather in and exhaling down. All right. Again, noticing, enjoying, feeling yourself aligned and strong and balanced as we just stand for a moment. All right, today we're going to do a little balance practice just for a few minutes, and then we'll switch into where we were, the next step in the Tai Chi. So we're going to breathe in, come up on your toes, and exhale down and lift your toes. Up on the toes, down and lift the toes. All right, now shift your weight over to the orange side. Release the yellow side leg as the arms float up. All right, so now we're balancing, standing on one leg. You don't have to lift your foot high, and you can even leave your foot on the ground. Just transfer the weight out into the weighted leg. Now the weight's going to be in the yellow side leg. The orange side leg is unweighted, has no weight. And we just let it rest on the toe. Or we can let the leg float up as the arms float up. And that's more of a balance challenge. Sink in, float the leg up. And then weight in both legs. Float up. And weight in both legs, shifting over. The key on these balance forms is to root into the ground and then allow the coordinated movement of the arms and the legs. All right, so that's a little balance work. And now we'll go into the Tai Chi, pick it up where we were. Not going to review the standing form this week where our feet are parallel. We've been doing that over the last 5 or 6 weeks. And those videos are out there. If you want to go back and practice with them and review those, you can do that. We're going to go and start learning the building blocks to the walking form. And the walking form has a different stance. So now the feet are going to be changed from the parallel footing. So this is how it goes. We pivot out this orange side foot somewhere around 45 degrees, something like that. Whatever's comfortable for your hip. So you should feel comfortable here based on pivoting this foot out. Okay. Take one step forward, shoulder width, with the yellow side foot. Now shift your weight forward, dropping the tailbone down, lifting, suspending up from the head top. Most of the weight is here in the front leg. Right, so we're going to just stay for a moment. My hips are square. I'm facing the monitor, my TV, my screen there. So whatever you orient to, you want your hips to be square. And then what we do is shift the weight back, sit down, shift the weight forward. So this is what a big part of Tai Chi is, this weight shifting. The weight is never fixed in one place. It's constantly shifting and changing, moving from one leg, one part of the body to the other. Right? So when we shift the weight back, shift all your weight back. When you shift the weight forward, about 70%. All right, so now we're moving in a line. Our bodies can do way more amazing things than that. And what they do when we do Tai Chi is we turn the waist, and then I shift the weight back. Turn here, turn the hip, and then shift the weight forward. Turn, close. You can feel it actually closing here, and then shift the weight back. Excuse me, turn the waist, shift the weight forward. All right, so now we're getting the hips to a full range of motion. See, my arms are moving, but I'm not moving my arms independent of moving my whole body. So the reason my arms are moving is because they're connected to my torso, and I'm turning my waist. So I come forward, then I turn, then I shift the weight back, turn and shift the weight forward. This is Tai Chi just in itself, even though it's a super simple form. This is great Tai Chi practice. And this gentle flowing movement, we connect with the breathing, And of course, with our minds being present and open and awake as we practice. Those are three very important words describing what being mindful is. We've got to be present. We're open to whatever happens, whatever we feel, and we're awake. Right? We're just staying with it. Right? We're not zoning out. Right? So often, relaxation gets associated with the idea of zoning out, but when we do Tai Chi, it's exactly the opposite. We become focused in a very relaxed way. All right, so let's switch the feet. So feet are parallel, pivot the yellow side foot one step forward with the orange side foot. Get the hips squared up, head top is up, tailbone sinks down, weight is forward. Feel it, the thigh is going to feel that. The quadricep muscle feels like it's working because it is working. All right, and then shift the weight back, shift the weight forward. Okay, and forward. Okay, now let's do the turning. Turn to the orange side to shift the weight to the yellow side. Turn to the yellow side to shift the weight to the orange side. My arms move connected to the torso. It's all about turning the waist to shift the weight. Feeling the body connecting up, linking together, flowing from the weight is in the front and then it pours out to the back, flows to the back. And then my weight flows to the front and then it flows back. It's like a fluid. We can actually feel that. We can feel lots of things, but we can feel this pouring as we shift the weight. All right, let's put a form to it now. So the first form, remembering from the standing form, is harmonize yin and yang. So right, orange side palm is on the top, yellow side palm is on the bottom. Turn your waist and bottom palm comes out, palm up, top palm goes back, palm down, shift the weight back to the start, which is holding the Tai Chi or the energy sphere, and then turn the waist, shifting the weight forward. For the Tai Chi, turning and shifting. Turning, coming back, folding in, harmonizing yin and yang. Shift the weight back, forming the Tai Chi. Turn your waist and shift the weight. And at the end of the form, this is the end of the form, again, our hips are square to the monitor. Then I turn my waist and form the Tai Chi again, and then complete the form. So now let's do a few of them, just relaxing, flowing a little deeper. Particularly relax the upper body. There's no work in the upper body. All the work is done in the legs and in the core. And it's all in the shift, the turning of the waist and the shifting of the weight. Okay. Let's switch over to the other side. And then setting up the yellow side palms on top, orange at the bottom, turn your waist, coming forward, harmonize yin and yang. And again. And one more. Allow yourself to become still inside right? That's what we do as we practice Tai Chi. We're moving, but in the movement, we're aiming for stillness. And that stillness is the stillness of our mind as we're just present. All right, good. Let's go on to another one. And then the next one is brush knee sen chi. So it's just like the one that we did in the parallel footing. So if you'll remember, or you can refer back to that, we drop here's the Tai Chi, we let it drop down. The front hand, the yellow side palm, brushes around the body. The back palm, elbow stays down. And then as I turn my waist, we just send it forward. Shift the weight back, form Tai Chi, turn the waist, dropping down, elbow stays down, brush the knee, sending Chi forward. Drop down, turn your waist, shift the weight, brushing and sending. Hips are now facing forward towards the TV. Turn and shift the weight back. Facing forward to the monitor at the end of the form. There is a completion of the form, but we don't stop or start in Tai Chi. We continue to flow. So I just flow into the next cycle, the next pattern. Even though it's the same pattern, I'm just flowing from one form. Now I'm turning, shifting my way back, forming the Tai Chi, holding it, dropping it down, brushing and sending. All right, let's go on the other side. And again, the yellow side palms on the bottom, orange is on the top, weights in the back leg. I drop the Tai Chi down, brush and send. Brush and send. Turn the waist, form the Tai Chi, dropping the Tai Chi down and brushing with the orange side palm, sending with the yellow. Keeping the elbow of the yellow side arm, it's down the whole time, it stays down. And it sends forward, not from an arm movement, but from turning the waist. So I turn my waist and the arm sends, right? Why? Because I'm turning my waist. And it looks like I'm moving, well, my arm is moving again because it's connected to my torso. Turn your waist, come back, hold the Tai Chi, drop the Tai Chi down, and flowing through, brushing and sending, and we keep flowing. All right, great. Nicely done. Okay, so now next week what we're going to do is we're going to start the actual walking Tai Chi. And also we'll pick up what to do with cutting a path to clarity and cloud hands. And then we'll start putting it together with the transitions. And then we'll have a walking Tai Chi, integral Tai Chi 5 form, which would be pretty cool. All right, so let's close our practice for today. So we're just going to do 3 intentful, mindful gathering breaths, gathering in. Thank you for joining today. Wishing you well, wishing you good energy and also peace in your week. And hope to see you next week. All right? Take care.